Welcome back. Indian steelmakers are looking to bid for much of the low-grade iron ore that Goa will auction after court-ordered restrictions on mining have cut off supplies. The domestic steel mills have traditionally preferred ores with high iron content but are now developing technology to use whatever ore they can lay on their hands. The changing trend in Indian steel industry to use low-grade ore will promote domestic consumption of Goa's iron ore rather than export. Watch report.
Goa has almost 15.5 million tons of extracted ore as of date on record. Of this, almost 4 million tons is illegal, which will be claimed by the state government. The Supreme Court in its interim order has said it would allow the auction of ore that was mined before the ban. Now the steel producing firms from Karnataka are getting ready for the procurement. We would definitely like to buy ore from Goa. The availability of Goan ore will help us get a competitive price than what we are paying in Karnataka. Many small unlisted companies have set up beneficiation plants which extract waste material from ore and increase its iron concentration. The recent shortage has forced steelmakers to adopt methods to be able to use ore with an iron content of less than 52%. Even though Goan ore is low grade, we can at least survive. I was used to eating bread and butter, but will have to be ready to eat dry biscuits now. Kalyani Steels, JSW Steel and Kirloskar Ferrous Industries are part of the Karnataka Iron and Steel Manufacturers Association that recently appealed to the Supreme Court to stop the export of the stockpiled Goan ore. Steelmakers such as JSW Steel, SR Steel, Prakash Industries, Monet Ispat and Energy and Steel Authority of India are investing in plants that can produce low-grade iron ore. Goa used to be India's top exporting state with sales of more than 40 million tons a year, mostly to China. But it has not produced or exported any ore since the Supreme Court imposed a ban 14 months ago to curb illegal mining. Bureau Report, Prudent.
A new era has dawned in India's naval combat capabilities. Aircraft carrier INS Vikramaditya has been commissioned into the Indian Navy at a Russian shipyard, ending a 5-year delay. This is largest ever warship to be inducted by India, as also the most expensive single military platform ever bought. Vikramaditya will be stationed its new base at Karwar next to Goa with a fleet of 16 MiG-29K fighter jets.
The Russian flag on the INS Vikramaditya was lowered and the Indian Navy flag was raised in its place. INS Vikramaditya was commissioned at Sevmes shipyard in Northern Arctic at a ceremony attended by Defence Minister A.K. Anthony, Russian Deputy Prime Minister Dmitry Rogones and senior officials of the two countries. The 44,570-ton carrier, which will operate supersonic MiG-29K fighters from its deck, is the largest ever warship to be inducted by India, as also the most expensive single military platform ever bought. The warship is with a length of 284 meters, will have MiG-29K naval combat aircraft and Kumau-31 and Kumau-28 anti-submarine warfare and maritime surveillance helicopters. The warship was originally scheduled to be delivered in August 2008, but the deadline was repeatedly postponed and the total cost kept on escalating. INS Vikramaditya will be escorted to India during a nearly 2-month voyage by a group of warships to secure a safe sail to its new base at Karwar on the Arabian Sea coast next to Goa. Bureau Report, Prudent.
NCP will take the issue of alleged land grab by Health Minister Lakshmikant Parsekar to the collector. NCP State President Neelkant Harnkar questioned how Parsekar can claim a government land as his own property. A chunk of land at Parse owned by government is allegedly claimed by Parsekar. NCP delegation will meet the North Goa collector on Monday.
Parse gawan 3.0 ही प्रॉपर्टी जी आहा ती गव्हर्नमेंटाची आणि पार्सेकारान हेल्थ मिनिस्टर जो गोयचो आहा हेणेन आपले एफिडेविट इलेक्शन कमिशनराक दिला की ही प्रॉपर्टी आपले म्हणून.
Neelkant questioned how a minister can claim government acquired land as his own property.
तेन्ना हे आमकां कळपाक जाय की गव्हर्नमेंटाची ज्यो प्रॉपर्टी आसतात ते ऑक्शन केल्ले आसतात फ्रुट्स खावपाच्यो ना जाल्यार ते कोणाक तशें लीज आउट करिनात. पण आयज ती तेजे कडेन तेणें आपले म्हणून कशी दिल्या हें आमकां कळपाक जाय आनी ह्या खातीर ती कोणाक कॉन्ट्रॅक्टाक दिल्या काय तेजे नांवार केल्या हें आमकां कळना तेन्ना ही प्रॉपर्टी कळपा खातीर आमी फाल्यां मेमोरंडम दितले.
NCP also claims that a false affidavit and misrepresentation of information has been filed before the returning officer along with his nomination paper for General Assembly election. Reporter Shamsundar Fatte for Prudent.
Let's take a short break. Stay tuned.